Hi, my name is Jimmy Newman, and the movie I'm going to review is Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead was directed by George A. Romero and released in theaters in 1968. The plot follows a ragtag group of Pennsylvanians barricading themselves in an old farmhouse to remain safe from a horde of flesh-eating ghouls that are ravaging the northwest of the United States. This film has been highly regarded as one of the most influential horror films of all time. And to me, it is the most important piece of zombie media ever created. If it weren't for this film, we wouldn't have all of these iconic movies, video games, and comics. And all those would cease to exist if it wasn't for this film. And with that being said, let's get into the review. One of the best aspects of Night of the Living Dead would have to be the score. The score is very eerie and disturbing, and it keeps the viewers on edge for the entire film. Another great aspect of Night of the Living Dead would have to be the characters. A lot of the characters are very memorable and serve a lot to the plot. And the three main characters being Ben, Barbara, and Harry Cooper. And all three of them were brilliantly played by Duane Jones, Judith O'Dea, and Carl Hardman respectively. And all three of them have very distinct character traits. Barbara is the second lead and is a character who is traumatized by the zombie outbreak. And Harry, who is a family man but also a coward. And last but not least, you got Ben, who is the masculine male lead, who is the leader of the group. Now, I think it would only be fitting for my final point to be on the reason why this movie is a cult classic: the zombies. The zombies in Night of the Living Dead have all the stuff that are in the regular zombie movie tropes. They walk slow, eat on human flesh, and the only way to kill them is to shoot them in the head. A lot of zombie movies took inspiration from that, but I think, in my opinion personally, none of it was as effective as the zombies in Night of the Living Dead. They feel more grounded and shrouded in mystery. The way they walk and sound are very unsettling to me. And I can't say that about most zombie movies. Now, there are two things in this movie that really bother me and keeping me from saying this movie is a 10 out of 10. One of the things being the second act. It drags on and it gets very boring very fast. And my second one being that the kills are laughably bad. Like, most of them feel anticlimactic, and at points I can't help but chuckle because they're that bad. In conclusion, Night of the Living Dead is one of the greatest horror films ever made. And not just that, it's one of the most influential movies ever made. If it weren't for Romero to make Night of the Living Dead, we wouldn't have these masterpieces right here. And that being said, I'm going to give Night of the Living Dead a very strong 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening.